So by using command line interface also, you can able to achieve to connect my Azure portal and get access for all the resources. And one more here, which integrated in a Azure portal itself, we call as a cloud shell, right? Cloud shell. And this cloud shell has that is in both. Separately, we're accessing Azure Powershell, separately accessing Azure CLI command line interface. And inside the Azure itself is integrated both PowerShell and CLI. So it has here, it will tell you that, say for example, you will open this portal.azure.com. If you see this, your portal.azure.com, now there is a options called, as you see this cloud shell, right? In this cloud shell, when you open this, it required for the storage account to use it. There is a two, right? Bash and PowerShell. So when you go to the bash, it will be redirecting to the CLI. Okay. When you use that is in bash, it's use the CLI, which we will be using individually. And both are integrated to in a Azure portal, which is separate called as a PowerShell, right? Which is bash and PowerShell both. In this, you have a bash and bash. It's indicate for what? CLI, and PowerShell, which is default PowerShell. Okay, PowerShell. Getting? So this is the way you need to be connecting to the My Azure portal. It's not only for using the portal, but you have other method to connecting the My portal. How you manage for your Azure administration point of view, we would aware about how are you connecting Azure resource via not only the portal, you would be able to connecting Azure portal, Azure PowerShell, you will be connecting to the Azure CLI, and you will be connecting to the Cloud Shell. Clear? So when we talk about this Azure PowerShell, so let's talk about the first basic, fundamental of the PowerShell before we talk about the PowerShell. So as I asked for everyone, that is PowerShell is one of the powerful tool for Microsoft product, okay, which we use for automate the things by using scripting, right? Doesn't mean that isn't we need for programming language, or doesn't mean that isn't it required for programming skill code writing. No, not required. So only required to see how this PowerShell works, okay, and what are the terminology we use it. We should understand that. That's the most important. So how it works, first most, when you talk about the PowerShell, you can use it any of the technology, like it's not only cloud or Azure, who are working on system administrator, server administrator, it must need. Okay, and let me just show you this presentation. It would be easy to, for the basic level, we would need this. Today I have taken the demo class for this PowerShell. So morning, just I'll give you some detail for this. Then we will talk about the So when I say terminology, right, it's we call as a commandlet. Okay, first most important in the PowerShell we call as a commandlet. how we are using the command, right? Everyone know that commands, right? Commands, it means we use a commands for we'll go to this command prompt cmd, and we will use this, we call as a commands, right? Say for example, ipconfig is one of the command, right? And ncpa.cpl is one of the command we call as a commands, right? So now same things in PowerShell we call as a commandlet, which is cmdlet. Each, no matter which technology you're working, which terminology you're working, we would need for the commandlet. So this commandlet, each commandlet we have to manage, okay, to work on this commandlet, we would have that is in parameter. And each parameter we should have that is in values to supply, or what is the input we need to provide. So these values are might be integer, this value might be asked for the string, right? This value might be whatever that parameter demands, we need to use it. How it is going to use it? To see this all the information, how I need to get the commandlet, and how do I know that is in parameter, and how do I know that is in each parameter to demanding the what kind of values. So we can ask help to PowerShell. For that we need to use that is get-help. So first most important, say for example, first most important, you need to get the commandlet. So once you identify the commandlet, I would need for the decision what are the details, what are the syntax are there to use it, that commandlet. To we will not be aware about all, or we are not behatting all, aware, behatting means what? It is remembering the all the commandlet, but everything is we can ask to the PowerShell itself only. To asking that, how do we use it? First most important, your PowerShell console must be updated. Must be updated means that is update hyphen help. The repository of your PowerShell get updated. So what do you mean by get updated here? So when you ask PowerShell help, it should give the full information. So what do you mean by full information? If I need a commandlet of service, I need to find my service. I don't know the commandlet. So I can ask help to the PowerShell. Get hyphen command is a, so I think you know the console of the PowerShell, right? How many consoles are PowerShell? You know that is first basic. How many consoles are there?
Two ISC and two.
ISC and direct console. Correct?
Yes, yes. Yes.
In this, we have the two type of console. Basically, you have that is in overall four type of console. Four console. One is in this four console divided into two. Number one, direct console, which is x86. We call as a 32-bit. Second one is 64-bit. Both. Okay, just for understanding you, 64-bit. Nowadays, we are not using this 32-bit, but still Microsoft has given you 32-bit, okay, console. Again, you have that is in x86 and 32-bit. Okay, so you would be able to see this when you go to the your Windows icon. When you open this, scroll down here, there is options called as a Windows PowerShell. You can just scroll down here. You see this Windows PowerShell is a 64-bit. Windows PowerShell is x86. Is that both two are direct console. Second one is Windows PowerShell is ISC 64-bit. Windows PowerShell is x86 is 32-bit. So overall four console in this divided into 64-bit and 32-bit. We usually use a 64-bit, right? So once we open this direct console, so we would need for the my commandlet for the service. How do I get it? There is a get hyphen command get-command is a default commandlet, and I wanted to search my required commandlet. You need to provide this is the star, which is called as a wildcard. In PowerShell, we call as a star is a wildcard. In this star, we have that is in 4-dimension, sorry, 3-dimension wildcard. And this wildcard, we have the 3-dimension. If you talk about both the side star, means star text star, it will be everything. So wherever you find that word, it will give the result. Okay, everything. Second one is, if you want to get that is start with, you need to provide, you need to get those information. You can give a end with star here. When you provide the star here end, the meaning is called as a start with. Okay, start with. And you provided third one is, if you're giving the star in a front or initially, okay, this is called as a end with. There's some dimension. So when I give that both the side text, it means everything. You can give me that all the information wherever it shows the service. So I would need for that is in relevant commandlet. But sometimes you see this, you will see the lot of commandlet, but a little, get is a common for the getting information. Get hyphen command, get you can use it. Then I'll use for the star service. Okay, get is a common. So you would be able to see this. Get hyphen service is a command. Commandlet always is a verb and noun format. So now I got to know this commandlet. I wanted to find what are these details. How do I find this more detail? So then I would use for get hyphen help and get hyphen services, the commandlet. Each commandlet, it will help you to understanding what are the default parameters are there. So this synopsis is a get the service on a local or remote computer. The syntax is the most important. It's a completely heart of the PowerShell knowledge. If you understood this, you will be able to manage everything for the PowerShell script. Each commandlet you will have that is in default parameter, where you can see the hyphen. Hyphen is a parameter. Hyphen dependency services parameter. Hyphen display name is a parameter. Hyphen computer name is a parameter. Wherever you see the hyphen, it's called as a parameter. And each parameter, it will ask you to enter the input. The parameter has the values. The values means what kind of values I need to enter. It might be integer, it might be a string, it might be date and time. It means if you wanted to find that is in get hyphen service is a commandlet, hyphen computer name, the computer name must be string. It is demanding you to enter the value or enter the supply, the input, it should be string. So string means you need to provide the computer name here. Hyphen dependency services, right? Hyphen display name, it is string. Same things, if I wanted to see that my system event log, if requirement is, I need to check system event log. How do I see this? I don't know the commandlet. First, as I said, first you need to find the commandlet, right? Find the commandlet and then find the default parameter. Right? Then check what are the values demanding of each parameter. This is how you need to plan with. So what would be the commandlet of my system event log, my event log? I don't know that. So I can get it. I can ask the help to the PowerShell. Okay. Or I can get the get hyphen command in this. I need for the event log. You can search with event log. Correct? I would get that is in relevant commandlet called, which is called get-event log, right? This is commandlet, we got to know that. Find the event log, we got not, right? This is we identify this. Now each commandlet, I don't know that how do I use it, and I need to achieve it to get the system event log. So when you open this is in GUI mode, where you can search for the event log, okay, event viewer, and you will be opening for what? You will not be directly able to see the all the logs, correct? You will be going to that is inside that Windows log. Then you need to click on that is system log. Then you will be able to see the all the errors, which are error log, information log, warning log, everything. You can see this, right? Instead of this to going off this way, I need to find for from the PowerShell. So we got to know that commandlet, but I don't know the what would be the parameters, what, how do we check it? All these things you can ask. Okay, to find the default method, what you need to do, we need to ask help to PowerShell, right? That is called get-help, get-event log, correct? So if I ask PowerShell get-help, get-event log, you see this, I should get the full information. So to get this full information, your repository or PowerShell repository must be run update-help. I have already ran it, but you can, when you're checking, if it's not getting this kind of full information means what? You should see this, your all description, your related links, and your remarks with examples and syntax, all the parameter details, everything should give the full information. To get this full information, your PowerShell repository must be update-help. This is the most important, right? Keep in mind. This is the first step. So you should manage your PowerShell console. So we got to know this event log. What are the things to do? We need to understand this. You see this get-event log is a commandlet. -log name is a parameter. This log name is demanding the supply to value that is called the string. So I'm looking for what? I'm looking for my system event log. So how do I use it? Get-event log, the commandlet get-event log -log name, correct? And I'm looking for system. Yes or no? Is that correct? Yes or no? I am
Yes.
looking get-event log is a commandlet, -log name is a parameter, and enter the value here, right? So let's see this get-event log -log name, very simple parameter, and I'm looking for the system. See this, all the logs details I'm getting without going to the GUI mode. Okay, now I got this lot of information, lot of logs or detail. I need only latest 20. Okay, so can anyone tell me that is in what would be the parameter? I need to check the system log, system event log, and latest 20. So can you go and see this my help and tell me that is in what would be the fully commandlet and what are the parameter? What is the parameter we need to find it? Can you check and tell me? I need the latest 20. What would be the parameter we need to check it?
So it could be newest.
Perfect, right?
Yeah,
So
new West,
can I
yes.
use it? Can I use it like that? Get-event log, -log name, system, and I'm looking for newest 920. So the moment you use it newest, what is the supply? What is the values to be asking to enter? When you use a newest, when is -newest, it is asking you integer, which
System.
is, it means number only. System dot integer, system dot
Right.
string. So whenever,
Okay.
wherever you see this integer, it must be entering number only, right? The value what you want to demand, that's PowerShell itself will tell you, right? Okay, I go to this parameter, what should I enter this value? I said newest
20.
number, right? Because it's an integer. Now I said 20. Now see this latest 20 I'm getting, right? Now same things I need from, okay, that the system got hung or rebooted from last week. I need to check the log, system event log from last week, which is, you say today is 13, right? Talk about 8th, okay, 8th of April to, okay, someone ask you, can you get the log from 8th April to till today? Can you get it from the PowerShell 8th April to till today? Can I get it? Simple. Okay, you know that everything here. Can you see this relevant command, relevant parameter? Can you find it? Just please find it.
Yeah. After system date and time, or before? Before we go after and before system date and time.
See this?
Yeah.
After and before, and after is a parameter asking you to enter the date.
Okay.
The value is asking you to enter the date. Hyphen before asking you to enter the date, right? So now this specific commandlet I would need for, I got to know this log name latest 20 or remove the latest 20. I need for hyphen after the parameter, right? And what was the date? 08/04/2024, and before parameter, and today's date 13/04 and 2024. Correct?
Okay.
See this? I'm getting from the all the date. So from the start with April 8, right? Yes or no? Okay, in this I'm getting for all the logs, right? In this you see this all the log information, all, but I don't need all the log. I would need for only error log. Need only error log. Can I get it? Very simple. Can you see this? What is the relevant parameter?
Error information. Entry type error.
Parameter is, first you need to find the parameter, then you need to supply the value. That is called error, right? Perfect.
Okay.
Now see this, and I would need entry type is a parameter, and I'm looking for only error. See? Make sense? Each commandlet you have parameter, and each parameter what kind of input, what kind of value you need to supply, everything will tell from the PowerShell. Very simple, right? Yes or no? Get hyphen service. You see this get hyphen service. I see the all the services detail, and also it will give you whatever result are giving you, right? No matter how you get hyphen event log, no matter which commandlet you are using, it will give you the result with this header, right? Header. This is all called as a index, time, entry type, source. These are all we call as a header, right? In PowerShell is also called as a header. In PowerShell is also called as a properties. Is also called as a parameter, right? I have this another example, get hyphen service is a commandlet. I wanted to find display name start with the network. Okay, I need service get all the service display name start with network. Can you please tell me that is in what would be the commandlet, what would be the parameter? And if you want to see this help, I can help you, and get-help, get-service. So I would need for a parameter, correct? I would need for the parameter. So what is a commandlet? I can use it. I can use a get-service as a commandlet. And what I was asking here, get all the service, display name, start with network. So how do I use it? How do I use it? Can you please try, anyone?
So we can see display name over there.
So I would use for get-service -display name, right? And I said again, start with network. How do I use it? When I say start with, so where I use this start with, I use it for in my wildcard.
Start.
See here, right? And you can use that is in values. What is the value we have asked for here? Network. So can I use it for the network star here?
Yes.
Right? See this? Network star. You understood? See this? I am getting for all start with. I need all the display name with all the network related, wherever it says. So I can use it for both the side. See this network, you can see not only a start, you will be seeing for the in middle also. It means is everything. Wherever you see the network, you can give me the result. See this? Here, 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 right? So some dimensions are we need to understand this, where we need to use it, right? Yes or no? And same things I need for the name of the service called as a WinRM. I need for name of the service called WinRM. How do I use it?
Star
So
WinRM.
get-service.
Display name star WinRM.
No, I asked for the not display name, only service name of
Yes,
the service. So I would use for the -name and WinRM, correct?
Okay.
Yes or no? So now I would need for all the services are running. Only I need all the services are running. How do I use it? So these are all basic, right? All first we need to check for the parameter and identify that. We'll work on that, right? And we have seen the display name, we have seen the name, and we can also, can we use it like that? Can anyone tell me? How do I use it? I need for all the status running. Get-service, right? There is a header, right? There is a header called as a, or there is a property called as a status name and display name. So I would need for the only running. Can you tell me how do I use it?
Status git service status
-status,
running.
right? You're saying like that? Yes or no?
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
See this? What is error is getting? Why I'm getting this error?
Parameter not found status.
Right. So far, what you have checked, anything all that is in default under the default parameter, then you have checked it. So do you see that is in status is under the default parameter? Can you check it?
It's not there, no?
Right. If it is not there, how do I use it? This is what we are going to learn. Such scenario we would be using for a pipeline operator.
Okay.
Okay, so now I would be using for get-service, which is pipeline, where-object, right? And I would be using flower bracket. This would be talking when you are in a PowerShell, right? So just to understanding you, $_ status, right? Hyphen equal to, I would need for running. There are default parameters are there. We'll getting for in from the help, but such some of the parameters are not available under the default. How do I use it? That is called as a pipeline. To find this, each commandlet, we need to find what are those properties are header to checking. We need to use for pipeline operator, which is called as a format list. So you see this, when I give this is format list, a star, and you will see that is in all space, you can give this space star. You see this, that commandlet, all the properties, all the header. With the help of this, you can able to manage it. So the status. So it's a beginning or understanding that how to use a PowerShell. So same things we want to use this in a Azure, right? Default you won't be able to. So now I wanted to use Azure configure Azure network from PowerShell. What is the first most important you need to do? Configure Azure VM from PowerShell. What is the first most important you need to know this? First, what you need to do? You need to get the formula is, you need to get the commandlet, correct? Find the commandlet and find the default parameter and work on that, correct? So by default, you won't be able to see this Azure network or Azure VM because it's another terminology. It won't be under in your by default PowerShell console. So must install a module of PowerShell for Azure. Okay, must install Azure, or you can say PowerShell module for Azure. If you are looking for Active Directory, then after install the module, this PowerShell of Azure, right? All the commandlet for Azure related, right? And same things if I want to use the Active Directory, right? You wanted to manage from the PowerShell Active Directory. What you need to do? You need to install. Again, must install a PowerShell module for, what is that? AD. You are going to manage for SCCM. Again, must install a PowerShell module for SCCM. Why we need to this? We need to have that is in all the commandlet of for AD. Then you need to find the commandlet. Again, all the commandlet for SCCM, correct? Then you will be able to find that is in the commandlet. Then you can start working on this, correct? To do that, for PowerShell of the Azure, how do we start this? So now what I can do, I'll go within Google. Okay, so I will simple make you everything, right? Azure PowerShell. Okay, simple. You can click on that. There's a documentation portal from the Microsoft. You just see this simple document. There will be options called as a overview, or you can see that's install options. Okay, there is a install for Windows, Azure PowerShell. Now scroll down here. You can just see get-module name Azure VM list available. It will tell you that is in how many modules are there with the Azure VM. Okay, if it is not there, right? If it's not there, there is options called as a installation part called install module name Azure repository PS gallery force. This is the most important to know that, right? We would need for this first install in your PowerShell console to install hyphen. As I said here, you must get that is in install the PowerShell module for Azure for the Azure commandlet. So to do this, prerequisite is asking you check that is in your all the execution policy is met requirement, right? By default in my PowerShell console is all up to date, and it's a PowerShell version should be 5 point more, more than 5.1. So dollar PS version table, we can check that is in 5.1, and the execution policy is asking you to check that is in get execution policy list. It should be a remote signed. Okay, copy this and you can look into this. Is a prerequisite. This is a optional one, right? These are all or execution policy should not be restricted. Okay, just you can use it. Get hyphen execution policy. I have that is remote signed. It's a default requirement is met. Now I need to know this. Install my module, right? Click on this install module hyphen name Azure repository PowerShell gallery force. Copy this. Okay, then you can use it in your PowerShell console. To why I need to install this PowerShell Azure module? Because I need to get that is in commandlet of the PowerShell to install my network, to create a network, create a VM, right? Yes or no? So first you can install for this install module, then you can do the update the module. So go back in your PowerShell console, paste it and type it install hyphen module name, install hyphen module name Azure. Okay, this is a commandlet for Azure module installation, right? I'll put this URL for your reference. Okay, this is a complete Microsoft documentation of all the PowerShell reference. Okay, so right now I wanted to install this install hyphen module hyphen name is a parameter, Azure is a AZ is Azure, PowerShell gallery is a force. Okay, so it is already I have installed on this machine. Okay, so now what you can do, second one is you can use it for update hyphen module name Azure and dot force. You can copy this. Once it is done, now you wanted to connect with your account. How to connect the account? Okay, it's asking you for administrator rights. Okay, required to install this. You need to go with this PowerShell. You need to right click. Okay, right click, run as administrator. Say yes. Okay, it is asking you for that is in administrator access. You see this administrator rights are required. So copy this again. And you can go to the another console where you can see the administrator access. Okay, let's run this. Everyone are getting what are we talking about? It's understood the fundamental basic.
Yes, yes.
It is
Yeah.
make you clear that is in how we can use it.
Yes, we need to go through again, but yes, we are getting it.
You got the some basic knowledge on, right?
Yes, yes, we got the basic things.
Okay. So if you need more detail, guys, please join the PowerShell batch.
Sure, sure, sure.
It is very much mandate. It's not only for just to learn the basic things. So just we need to upskill ourselves, right?
Yes, yes.
Do you also provide a class for PowerShell?
Yes, I do take
Oh,
the
yeah,
PowerShell
okay.
class.
What else apart from PowerShell do you provide?
Sorry, what?
What else do you provide apart
Windows
from
Server, Windows Server, Active
Yeah.
Directory, PowerShell, and Azure. I would take.
Yeah, Active Directory is easy, but Windows Server, oh, okay, that's good.
Okay. And yeah, so we will be shortly talking about Azure Identity Access Management, or Azure Security. We'll be talking.
Okay.
We will be going to talk very shortly. It's AZ500 separate topic. This is what we are learning for AZ-104.
It is downloading now.
Yeah, it is processing. It's processing. So I have already done it. I'll show you here. Okay. So this is update. Okay. Now I wanted to connect with Azure account from the PowerShell, which we are here, right? From the Azure PowerShell, we need to connect my Azure portal. To connect this, what is the command that you need to use it? The command that is, you say connect AZ account. Okay. To sign in, start with managing your Azure resource with the Azure PowerShell module. Launch a PowerShell session and run that command, which is this AZ account. The command that is connect AZ account. Okay. Also, if you want to see this, get hyphen command. You see this is the processing now here. Okay. See this? All the PowerShell related, everything it is getting updated. If you type there get hyphen command star AZ, you will see all the Azure related command, right? Yes or no? Star hyphen command sorry, get hyphen command star AZ star.
Everything related to AZ, it will show.
All it will show, right? Azure related everything, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see this. Okay, let's see this. Let's wait for a few minutes.
Neil, I need to know one thing. Like I have purchased the Azure Pass, okay, and I want to repeat the practicals like for the load balancer or some other practical again and again on on daily basis. I need to practice. So, would it be required again? I have to disassociate the VMs and then again creating.
Delete it, recreate it. No problem.
It will not create an issue, no?
No. You can delete it. Everything resource you are putting all the resource group under one of the resource group, right? So delete the resource group and recreate it. Not a problem.
Okay.
So basically, you created 2 VM under one resource group, and load balancer service you have created one of the resource group, right? And everything is available services under the one resource group. Delete it, recreate it. Not a problem. Anytime number of you can do it.
Okay.
Okay, no problem. Delete it, recreate it. Delete it, recreate it.
Okay. So yesterday my practical was successful for the load balancer. I was thinking today I will again do that.
Yeah, delete it, everything, recreate it. No problem. Okay, see this. I have done it. Just I'll show you this my command connect-Azure account. Okay, the moment I give this command, it should be redirecting to the my portal to enter the username and password. Okay, to enter the username and password. Let's see this. See this, sign in to your Azure account, right? Okay, see this. The moment you provide your connect-AZ account, it will be redirecting to the page, which is you need to enter this username and password. So we'll wait for this to ask this. Okay, now what's happening here? It is taking for my old account, which is a cached one, right? So I need to check with my specific tenant ID. Okay, I need to specify because it's a redirect. I should provide the username and password since it's a cache. It's taking for by default my Azure account, this one, but it is not working now. So I wanted to find for the tenant ID. I need to connect the tenant ID. So how do I use it? I should go to the my PowerShell portal. Okay, portal. Right, this is, you can go to the Azure Active Directory here, enter ID. So I wanted to connect my this account, right? Neil Joy Tech Outlook.com, right? This one I need to check. I need to connect with this. To do this, you should be able to get this my Azure Active Directory where you can find the tenant ID. Let me show you where you want to check. Okay, you can see this tenant ID, copy this for with this account. So I would go with this. Okay, so you know that already commandlet of connect-az account hyphen tenant ID. How do I know the tenant ID? You should be able to see this get hyphen help and connect hyphen az account. You got to know that automatically it's get detected because my module has been already installed or Azure installed, right? That PowerShell commandlet is available. Now for this, I would be using for connect hyphen az account. You should see this in tenant ID where you can see the parameter. So many parameters are there, right? See this. You have the account ID. You should be able to see this tenant ID as well. See this, right? You have the tenant, okay, right? See, same thing, you'll be able to see this tenant ID is 1 and tenant is also be 1. So you will be able to see the tenant ID somewhere. Okay, you can give the directly it should take or not. Okay, connect hyphen Azure account, connect hyphen Azure account, AZ account. AZ account hyphen tenant ID. See this tenant is available here, right? And I should paste it this and hit enter. Now it's direct into the my username and password, which is my current user should be able to connect it. Okay, now the first one is I need to connect, which is at Neeltech. This one, second one. Second is connected. See this? This is connected now, right? Actually, I wanted to log in. In this subscription, I wanted to do all the activity, correct? So now in this, I need to create some resources, right? Say I need to create resource like VM. I need to create a resource like networking. How do I do this? So obviously, again, I need to get for what? Commandlet, right? So to do this, you see this, go back in your Azure PowerShell, where you should get that is in all the commandlet reference. Okay, overview. You should be go back. You will be able to see this in this page, and you should see this commandlet reference, Azure PowerShell reference, right? Commandlet reference. So I wanted to find my VMs. I wanted to create a VM. I need to create a network. I need to create other resources, right? So all the relevant modules are there. If you just click on this AZ compute, okay, and see this, that relevant commandlet, you would be able to see this. Get AZ VM, right? Get AZ VM means what? You should be able to see these properties of the virtual machine, right? And you wanted to create a VM. Create a VM. What is this? New hyphen AZ VM. Create a virtual machine, right? So first you can find that is in how many VMs are there, right? What is the command let you use it? Get hyphen AZ VM. the command lit is automatically get detected. See this in my laptop, get hyphen command, and I'll put the star called as AZ, and all the Azure related you would be able to see, correct? So I have connected my subscription. In this, I would be able to, without going to the portal, in my Azure portal, I would be able to manage it by creating VM, creating network, all these things. Okay. So to do this, first point you need to create for networking, Azure VM. For this, click on the new VM. You will be seeing this all that is in default parameter, right? See this under the syntax, and you wanted to give the complete -new -v Azure VM. You need to have the, what is that resource group? Hyphen resource group means what? What is the hyphen resource group means what? Parameter. Hyphen location is a parameter. Hyphen edge zone is a parameter, correct? All this is all we discussed about the parameter. What is the input is demanding? String value, correct?
Yeah.
So like that, you wanted to see that full commandlet, you can see some example. New hyphen VM, sorry, new hyphen AZ VM name, you can give the name of the VM, and it will give that some credential, it will ask you the credential. Or you wanted to create some particular image, right? See this, all ready-made script is given you. The OS display disk name, my client, computer name, all the information is given you. You can directly take copy paste and it will be get ready with that. All the VM multi-place image without a public IP address. See this, user data value, creating a new VM, existing subnet in another resource group. See this, they're declaring the variable, username is a variable, password is variable, they put into the password here. So all that is you are going to do by using PowerShell, right? Take example this, one of the to creating a VM. Okay, so take this my VM. So copy this, or you can just directly copy this, come back here. These are all the commandlets. See this, how many commandlets are there? See that all the AZ, whatever you see this, everything is, it means my model has been installed on this machine, right? So once you get the commandlet in your system, then you can able to manage it. So commandlet, I'm going to use it, new hyphen AZ VM name, get credential. So you can use that credential here. Username is, you can give the name Neil, and you can give the design password. Click OK. It's automatically by default, it will going to create it for the default public IP, default resource group. Everything is going to take it. See this, my VM name is going to create it in a PowerShell. It's a default image is going to take, and it will be few seconds. See this processing now, creating Azure resource. What it says here, a new Azure VM commandlet will deploy with the trusted launch configuration by default, right? And to create a new VM standard public, this is a by default standard public IP address zone, everything is going to take the default one. If you want to specifically provide the zone name, specifically provide the public IP address, specifically provide the VNet, and then you can create it separately with this respective parameter, where you have seen this, each parameter, right? See this, disk name variable, might be you understand, right? You might be using Google, taking this. See the networking, this is a VM networking. What is the networking here? They are declaring with that is $, DNS name, network name, right? NIC name, public IP address name. They are giving all the name, and they declare the value, and then they will be, creating the VM by referring of these variables. So it will be coming here everything. See this, hyphen name, subnet, $subnet. They have they declare the value subnet. See this, address prefix, subnet prefix. So you wanted to do, when you are familiar with your PowerShell, you can see the PowerShell script is everything is available in the Google. Only we need to know, understand that how do I use it. If any error is occurred, you will be able to handle it. That's what I gave you. That is in very basic level. Okay, to understand that how do you start this. Okay, that error is occurred for what? It is not defined for what is that, disk related. Okay, the my VM is created now here, and the other one is it is not recognized. Okay, that to connect the VM. So we have not yet connected the VM, but when you go and check, this is get Azure VM. Okay, get AZ VM. AZ VM. See this, all the VMs are there or not. Okay, see the my VM is created, right? Earlier we have created for the two VMs, VM1 and VM2, my under the resource group for the lab. Clear? So I wanted to create my VNet virtual network. So how do I create it? If you search for in the place here for the VNet, or you can go back and find that is in your virtual network. Alphabetically, you see this, all commandlets are there, and you can also search from here. Azure network, you see this MN, correct? Azure network, right? See this networking, virtual network. Okay, get virtual network. So you can use it, this completely commandlet here. So let's use it for this one of them. We should be using for AZ group. All the commandlets are available. Ultimately, we would need for the commandlet, then we need to type it. Okay, so you can also find it in your Google. You can just not getting the relevant. It is the relevant one. You will see that all the detail under this AZ virtual network. Okay, new virtual network, right? This is a commandlet. To use this commandlet, you know that all the parameters, right? Resource group name, which resource group name you want to provide, what is the location, what is the address prefix. These are the when you ask new Azure virtual network, we have discussed already, right? We got to know the commandlet get-help and new virtual network. So what it is, it will give the detail of what is this new virtual network and what are the syntax, what are the parameters. See this is a create a virtual network, and these are the parameters. Virtual network address prefix, this is the value, right? By community, wherever whatever the requirement of parameter you need to provide, you can provide it, right? So now this new Azure virtual network commandlet create a Azure virtual network. So how do I use it, right? So there are some example also given. You can use this example. You can take it for get-help for all. You can use it for all. This is a example. It will give the full information, right? Get-help Azure new virtual network full. hyphen full. So it will give you that is in how do I create it, right? See this. Now new hyphen, there is an example one, new hyphen Azure resource group hyphen name. First is going to creating a new resource group. The resource group name called as a test hyphen resource group. Location is central US and a variable front end subnet and new virtual network subnet config name, front end subnet, address prefix, the IP address is given you this subnet 1, correct? And second one is new hyphen virtual network, it is backend subnet is address prefix, there is another subnet, right? See this all it will be creating by these 3 line instead of going to the portal and just see. You can take example this full of this, copy this, and to do this kind of full multiple line, you can go with the PowerShell console, which is ISC. You can paste it here. So this is a commandlet, new hyphen resource group name, location central US, front end subnet, the name of this, you can change it, this variable, right? So you can use it for, I'm going to change for this 3.0.24. I would use for this 4.0.24. Okay, they were used 1 to already it is exist, right? If I executed this and see this is getting installed or not, or it is creating configuring or not. Understanding everyone how you can use it a PowerShell to connect your Azure Connect, Azure portal by using PowerShell. See, everything is processing now. Perfect, right? If you go back in your resource group, new hyphen resource group, right? There is a test resource group has been created and my subnet is also created. You can check it in my portal, right? Go home and there is a resource group. What was the resource group created? Test resource group created. And if you go to the VNet, go to the VNet virtual network. What is the virtual network is created?
And test.
VNet test. Under the VNet test, how many subnet they have created?
2 subnet.
2 subnet. So subnets are 3.0 and 4.0, correct?
Yes.
See this? This is for the different one, not for the this one, right? I think it's a my VM, I believe. VNet is created or not? Let's see this. VNet test. You can go back and see this, resource group. Resource group. Okay, this is my test resource group. What they have created. Let's see this. Or is still processing, I believe. Okay, and some of the warning errors gave you. You can look into that. What is that error is gave you? Okay. So everything is created properly. See this, some warning is given you, missing an argument parameter. Okay, something it's gave you, you need to provide that values, right? I just only created the resource group. Okay, but now front end subnet new hyphen virtual network subnet configuring name front end subnet address prefix 10.0.3.0. but what is missing here? What is missing here?
VNet.
VNet itself is a missing, correct? Directly it is taken for the subnet, but it is does not know that where I should be fall under, right? The new virtual network is missing. See this, correct? So you can use it for here new virtual network. What is that new virtual network here? You can use it this, right? See this new virtual network name, my virtual network resource group name this, and I can use it, correct? Let's take this copy. And I'll go back my PowerShell. Okay, I'll remove everything here and paste it. I should be using for 3.4 and 4.0. Okay, and this is most important. This was missing, correct? Now after seeing the error only we come to know that was what is missing, that, right? So I would be using this test resource group 1. Okay, and the central US. This is my subnet 3.0 4.0. I new virtual network, my virtual network resource group name, this is 1. Okay, and location name is central US, address prefix, this is the first we need to create it, correct? And subnet should be dollar front end subnet and back end subnet, and this has to be created, right? Let's go and create it for this, my creating a network and creating a subnet. Okay, CLS, execute. Let's see, I have changed to the test resource group 1, right? Now I called is the test resource group 1 here. Okay, this is going to creating now. Right, you can go and come back and see this in a portal. Resource group, refresh. It's created. Test group, resource group 1. Also you can go back to the VNet. I had already created for 10.0.0, but I don't know this is going to create or not. Or you would be able to provide for the existing VNet. So overall, when we are confident on the PowerShell, we understood that is in what are the commandlet we need to identify, what are each commandlet, what are the, see this resource group, right? Just you can go back home, virtual network, right? VNet. VNet should be my virtual network. See this under the test resource group 1, correct? And under this my virtual network should be able to see the 2 subnet. Subnet 3.0 and 4.0. See, simple 4 line of the commandlet is everything is created, correct? Perfect. See, everything is executed without any error. Simple, right? How many lines are there? Only 5 lines, including CLS. This is my resource group. Hyphen resource, Azure resource group is a commandlet. It is a parameter. You are giving the resource group name, and the location is a parameter. I am giving the supply, the value of this is a string, which is called name of the location. This is a variable called as a front end subnet, which is declaring here new Azure virtual network subnet configuration, the config for the commandlet, and name I'm giving the front end. You can change it if you want this one, right? Address prefix 10.0.3.0/24. Backend subnet is a variable, same another subnet I'm creating for 3.4.0. So virtual network, the name called as a my virtual network, and hyphen resource group name I'm calling for this resource group name called a 1, and location name is a central US, address prefix is 0.0. So all, and also subnet I'm calling for this is front end subnet and back end subnet, which is declared here. So same things I have, when I come and check it, everything is created. My resource group is created here, and VNet is created. Under the VNet is created for the subnet. This clear?
We can edit over their subnet name, na? Like front
Yeah, you
end
can
subnet.
edit it. Yeah, you can
Okay.
edit it. Yeah, just whatever I have given, I will take it. You can able to, whatever your changes you want to do, any other things, you can do it.
Like subnet A and subnet B we
Yeah, you
used
can
to.
make it, you wanted to same, change the location you wanted to, change the resource group you wanted to, right? And you wanted to subnet name you wanted to change, you can change it. You can do it.
Okay.
That's all possible. Clear? Yes or no?
Yes.
Understood, everyone? Good to go?
Only thing, yeah. The only thing is we need to learn this
Yeah,
commands,
obviously. So
basic.
that's it. All see,
We need
ultimately,
to practice.
yeah. See, everything is available. We need to see now. You understood that is fundamental of how PowerShell work. PowerShell work in all commandlet, correct?
Yes.
So commandlet, how to identify?
Yeah.
Identifying that is in the respective module is not available. We need to install the module, then get the module, install the module.
Update.
So now get the details, install the module. After install the module, then you will see the relevant commandlet. Once you get the commandlet, you will be available everything in the Google and hit in. You need to do the practice.
In between, there are a lot of options like as standard. If we choose standard, there is a like basic and all. Whatever.
All yeah, those are all again. You have a specifically required those. You can change it, or you can get those complete ready-made script.
Okay.
Right? You see this all full information of this. So ultimately, that should be a part of parameter, right? The parameter is there, then you can use it. See the location, name, resource group name, subnet, tag. See this?
Okay.
Everything clear?
So only thing is we used to know how to Google it suddenly.
Obviously. So yeah, that is every whatever we are doing all in existing value. Nothing we are implementing newly. Correct. So logic we would aware about, and so we should have some skill on this. Simple. So that's what you need to during the interview. We need to tell them confidently. Yes, requirement come to us, and I am trying to give a I'll achieve it for that. Is I know that how it works. So before start this class, you were not aware about, right? How we can start it? What are the parameter? How to identify? You were there. You were available. You were aware about this earlier. The commandlet we need to get, or parameter we need to get. You got you know these things. You understood?
No, I was not aware of this PowerShell, but I know now I know something about it.
Correct. This is how we need to do, right? So PowerShell is a common, as I was showing you this in a presentation, right? So you see this, okay? See, every administrator must use the PowerShell for automation. You are there here, cloud administrator, and we need to use the PowerShell, correct? No matter which administrator you are in, you wanted to make your things to automate, you need to learn the PowerShell. So where we need to use this all, this is all on premises we are going to use it. Create a VM Azure. See this East US region. We know this. We understood now how do we create it. Some use cases, correct? And the fundamental which we talk about, commandlet structure, using help commandlet, update -help, parameters, variables. These are the very beginning to understand this, all the how do we use it. And we have the parameter. Commandlet is a command verb and noun format, -name is a parameter, correct? And you are giving this in a value string and some common commandlet, right? Using help, get -help, update -help, parameter, right? And log name we discuss get event log name, right? Mandatory and optional. This is we'll talk about later when you are joining. This is a variables, right? That's all. So now same things. How do we use for the CLI, command line interface? Okay, this is clear, right? I can move into the second one, right? CLI, command line interface. Also, it has the same portal where you can search for Azure CLI. Okay, documentation. Go to the Azure command line interface and you will see this is how to install it. Okay, overview or install CLI for Windows. You should be able to see this. Install Cloud Shell. You must install first, that is Cloud Shell. Okay, it is directly, it won't work here. So you should be able to see this. Install update. There is a install update. See this? Install Azure CLI. Okay, under this you should be seeing this Windows. Okay, for Windows and other operating system you are using, you can click on that. For install Windows, what you need to do, you can get the latest version, latest MSI of client 32-bit and 64-bit. Click on the 64-bit this and get download this. Okay, it's downloading now for the command line interface. Now complete this downloaded.
But will an end user also access the Azure resources via PowerShell, no?
Sorry, end user.
End user also access Azure resources via PowerShell?
If they are having admin access, yes, they can use it. If they have a credential of your subscription. The subscription must be required, right? The username, if you are provided to the access to the login for this Azure portal, username and password, and they will be able to. End user should have access and limited access.
Okay.
And they can also get access for like that. So those we will talk about how you give the limited access by using Azure Active Directory in upcoming classes. See, the download is completed. Click on this. You have to install for this Azure CLI. Okay. So double click this. Install it. Let's install this one. Okay, let's click on the next. Should be finished now. It's processing.
So Neil, the diagram you made, can we see that diagram? Yes, so here end user is trying to access the Azure portal via these 4 ways. Like from portal, he can access, from Azure PowerShell, he can access if he has admin privileges, and he also can access via Azure CLI. So okay, so
Now
what are
go ahead.
so I was asking like would we be getting some like issues and tickets like if end user stuck in accessing Azure portal via Azure PowerShell, so how we can troubleshoot something like that? We will get issues like.
Ultimately, it won't be like that. Ultimately, how it is now, I'm an end user, right? I'm an end user since from my laptop, right? So you are provided, say for example, US, user one at the rate on Microsoft.com, right? This username you provided him. You need to log in with this, right? And you're given the password. So what he will do? You will be going to his laptop. You need to install the module, right? First, because by default you won't be able to. This is your Azure credential, right?
Right.
Azure credential, username and password. Now by default his laptop won't be able to see the Azure commandlet. By default you don't see any Azure command in his laptop, correct? So what you need to do for in this?
Module download.
Install module.
Yeah. Okay.
Install module. What is that? Azure one. So install completed. Now he got to know that all the Azure related commandlet. Correct? Now you have given for him limited access. For Azure administrator, given the limited access. Limited access means what? He can only create a resource group, or you can only create for the VM. But he tried to create a VNet. Can it possible? No, right? So he does not have access. So such scenario, he should know that is what is his activity. So if he is provided the limited access, he should be given this activity. These are the only two, or he can get all the information. Okay, which is a read information, read all the information, right? And once his access portal doing all the activity, right? Now he has some issue, then you can look into that reason. You can log in the portal as an administrator, see this, so is the created resource or resource created is everything is available or not, right? Okay. And end user should aware about, he is also be part of cloud administrator, he know that is what is his limitation, right? And you will not be providing entire all the access to the end user. Might be he is using the storage storage user, might be he is using for some SQL person. He should be using for his own resource, right? Storage user he should use only for storage related. You have provided for the storage related. SQL persons you are giving the access for only for SQL related, correct? So but Azure administration must aware about everything how we wanted to. So ultimately these are the way to do that. But while you are doing, we should know that is in the administration point of view, everything can be possible. Everything can be possible in Azure point of view.
Okay, so once we initially investigated that module itself is missing, so we will be doing it for him, installation part, no?
You see, some of the Azure administrators, those are all Azure administrators are defined already. The laptop while you handovering, that module is already installed by during handovering the laptop to him. It would be good. If not, let him install further with administrator access. If does not have administrator access, let him ask for the help desk. Those people will provide the installation access. Like, VPN is one of the client, right? When they give you the laptop, they should be installation done already, correct? The VPN client is by default is installed done, right? No need to install it separately, but they know that you will be able to work on that, or you will be going to connecting, correct?
Okay.
So same thing, if certain users are required default this, then that is admin team should be installed and give to the laptop. If not, install it. There's nothing much time will going to take it.
Okay.